The best destinations, exciting hotels, smart airlines, and the best value for money deal. All this in conversation with some of the finest experts from India and abroad. Join me, Ashwini Kakkar, on Livewire with Ash. Today on Livewire with Ash, it's my pleasure to have Mr. Brett Armitage, Senior Vice President, Atlantis, the Palm, Dubai.
Atlantis the Palm is one of Asia's leading entertainment resort destinations, located in the iconic man-made Palm Jumeirah Islands in Dubai. Frequented by the world's A-list celebrities and business magnates, Atlantis stands for everything that is flamboyant, luxurious, and decadent. The resort is based on the theme of a lost underwater world and is modeled after its sister property Atlantis, Paradise Island in the Bahamas.
Welcome to the show, Brett.
Ash, it's a pleasure to be here. Thank you. What a great introduction.
Brett, we're extremely happy to have you here with us today. And it is said here that Dubai is a destination within a destination within a destination. Because what happens is, Dubai itself is a big destination. You have then the Palm Islands, and then you come to this little wonderful jewel called Atlantis. Tell us a little more about all these three.
Ash, you're exactly right. And that's how I presented Atlantis to the world. You can't just sell Atlantis. You've got to position Atlantis as part of what is regarded as one of the great wonders of the world, which is the Palm Island. Right. And this sits within the magnificent backdrop of Dubai.
Absolutely.
Dubai for always challenging the norm, always coming up with new ideas and coming to market with the latest and the greatest in terms of the resorts, in terms of the greatest airline in the world, and these innovations around travel and tourism. So it's really an honor for me to be part of this great tourism center of the world.
Wonderful. Now, Dubai has been very, very popular with Europeans,
Yes.
because of the sunshine, because of the warmth, and because of its proximity to Europe. So a lot of people from Germany, from the United Kingdom, from Italy, Spain, all these places like to come to Dubai. But, India, even though it's such a short-haul destination, has been a little bit neglected as a market. Is there something special that Atlantis or the government of Dubai are trying to do with this market to get the numbers up?
Absolutely, Ash. Since the beginning, when we were really formulating our sales plans for Atlantis, we really had our eyes set on the Indian market. We know traditionally the Northern European markets were very strong source markets for Dubai.
Absolutely.
People from Brits like myself, our measure of a good holiday? How brown our skin is when we go home.
Right, the tan.
This is the tan,
Yes.
the all-important tan, which
Yes.
Dubai guarantees.
Yes.
So how do we position a destination which is based around sun in a market like India? You have to think a little bit out of the box. And I think even when we were formulating our plans for the launch of Atlantis, we really thought carefully how we were going to appeal to the all-important Indian market. And really, Dubai is just another city of India. It's 3 hours flying.
Exactly.
It's a short hop. And I really believe that a lot of the beach hotels in Dubai had neglected this market. Yeah. And in fact, some of my industry colleagues really doubted that Atlantis could be successful in the Indian market. Why would Indians come to a beach resort such as Atlantis?
Right.
But we've really been incredibly successful. And the warmth now and the welcoming I get when I come to India now with Atlantis is just incredible.
Yeah. In fact, it is said that Dubai is the single biggest airport serving the Indian market. So that's really the newfound hub for India.
Well,
and that's probably helping Dubai and Atlantis quite a lot. Now, on the other hand, if you look at the prices that were set for this resort, in the beginning, we all thought, my God, prices above $400 US, that's a crazy price point at which to sell hotels in India. And then over a period of time, we realized that the pricing policy was more based on seasonality and occupancy rates than it was based on a standard uniform $400 or $450 price. So how did you come upon this novel concept?
Well, Ash, you're exactly right. Now, what we do for the Indian market specifically is look at the seasonality for the Indian traveller, which is very different from what we see from Northern Europe. So the Indian summer holidays tend to start April, May time when there's a mass exodus for the families.
Correct.
So we're usually trying to catch this market. We launch our summer holiday offers in the January period. We then come through, normally during the August period, we have our monsoon offers. Right now, we're focused on Diwali. We've got great Diwali packages in the market right now. And our next big push is the December period leading up to Christmas. And we see a huge influx of Indians during this period who enjoy coming to Dubai for that pre-Christmas shopping and a little bit of an escape before the madness of Christmas. And then coming into the new year, we've got the Dubai Shopping Festival.
Well, you've had this wonderful run for the last 3 years since you opened the property. But I think there's a lot more happening on the Asian side of things. And we're getting to see the Venetian come up in Macau. We're getting to see the Marina Bay Sands come up in Singapore. And all these properties have casinos and a whole lot of other facilities. And they have Sentosa Island and they have, other great things happening all around. So how do you plan to counter that over the next, say, decade or so?
You're absolutely right. I mean, people ask me about competition and they talk about competition in Dubai. I mean, not only have we got great hotels springing up in Dubai, but you're exactly right, Ash. I have to keep a global view in terms of who's vying for the all-important Indian dollar or Indian rupee.
Absolutely.
So how do I address that? Well, there's a few different ways. We keep the product fresh, we keep innovating the product. So we're coming up with new restaurant concepts all the time. We keep abreast of the developments, the trends in the Indian market as well, in terms of how we position the product, what the opportunities are for us to explore new niche markets.
Right.
So in this respect, the Indian market keeps me on my toes all the time. And we just have to keep ahead and keep innovating and keep a strong alignment with our trade partners, our travel agents and tour operators have been so supportive of Atlantis since the beginning, but also more importantly, keeping the consumer interested and engaged with Atlantis.
I mean, apart from Atlantis, because Atlantis is only one part of the story for Dubai, what other things are there in Dubai to do or in the broader Middle East context? What other things are there for a traveler who's gone for, let's say, not for a day or two, not for a short or long weekend, but let's say for a 7-day holiday? Then what else can they do apart from just, a few of the things that they can do at Atlantis?
Yeah, of course. The biggest drivers for the Indian market to Dubai, of course, is shopping. And Dubai, from a shopping perspective, is always reinventing itself. But aside from that, you dig a little bit deeper and you find the extraordinary things that exist for the kids. There's amazing facilities such as Kidzania at the Dubai Mall. This is an amazing interactive mini world. There's a mall just close to me. They have something called Fly Dubai Ash. And what is Fly Dubai? It's skydiving.
Really?
So you put on your skydiving suit and you're skydiving in this air tunnel. It's amazing, amazing experience. So there's always, you scratch the surface a little bit, you always find some exciting things to do in Dubai.
We will go into a short break now, but do come back to discover Brett Armitage on a much more personal note.
दुबई के मैन-मेड आइलैंड पाम आइलैंड्स पे स्थित एटलांटिस विश्व के सबसे अनोखे होटल्स में से एक है। इस लग्जरी होटल में रूम रेट्स एक रात के लिए 20,000 रुपए से शुरू होते हैं, लेकिन सीजनल ऑफर्स के जरिए आपको कमाल के हॉलिडे बार्गेन्स मिल सकते हैं। दुबई की मौजें सिर्फ शॉपिंग तक सीमित नहीं हैं। दुबई मॉल में मिनी वर्ल्ड किड्जेनिया को भेंट जरूर दें।
Welcome back. This is Livewire with Ash. And on the hot seat today, we have Senior Vice President Atlantis, the Palm Dubai, Mr. Brett Armitage.
Mr. Brett Armitage is an ace salesperson and currently holds the mantle for firing up the occupancy levels for Atlantis the Palm in Dubai. Launching and managing a 6-star resort in the Middle East is no mean feat, and Brett's work days have always been packed with thrills and spills. And the thrills are a part of Brett's life outside of work too. Brett and his family are passionate water sports enthusiasts. They take to the waves on most weekends, enjoying water skiing, wakeboarding and riding inflatables off the back of their speedboat.
You know, at Atlantis itself, you've created 20 different distractions, or maybe even 40, because there's so many restaurants and a couple of nightclubs and luxury shopping, and then your water parks and dolphins and the Lost Chambers and so many other things. I mean, some of the customers could easily get confused. How would you kind of advise the Indian customers who are going to a place like Atlantis?
We have a ride in the water park, which is called a Leap of Faith.
Okay.
And this is how you should dive into Atlantis. You should really explore it from the minute you arrive. And I'm going to give you a little insight here. We have signage in the resort, but we had to fight very hard with our chairman to get this signage. Because really what Atlantis should be is a journey of discovery.
Okay.
It shouldn't be laid out on a map. You should explore Atlantis and find for yourself what are the opportunities you want to engage with. And that's part of the wonder and the excitement.
But you might miss out on half the things.
Then I get you back.
Well, you have a plan to get me back, but you don't have a loyalty program. Why did you miss out on that one?
Well, it's kind of an interesting challenge for us. And what we are starting to see now is that repeat guest. And it's very much a program. We are working on a program right now, Ash, to look at how we can engage with our customers to bring them back.
Now, you've been personally at Atlantis since it opened, which is a little more than 3 years, I guess.
Yes.
Have you had any wonderful moments or any crazy moments, not only related to Atlantis, but also related to your larger group?
It's a non-stop crazy moment, Ash, really. Yeah, I was 2 years before the opening of Atlantis. And I think for me, the defining moment was the huge launch party. We worked for 2 years preparing for that party. I'd personally been obviously challenged with making sure that Atlantis was filled with our paying customers. And for me, that was the defining moment of 2 years extraordinary work. Seeing Atlantis building, coming up out of the ground, checking in our first guests, and then that was really our crowning glory. So for me personally, that party, it was a once-in-a-lifetime event. It was, in a sense, the crescendo of my career to see that and be part of that extraordinary opening.
That was a truly amazing and absolutely fabulous party.
Absolutely right. It was the best marketing launch platform we could have ever dreamed of.
You focused on only 2 segments of the market, which is the pure leisure segment.
Yes.
And the MICE segment, which is meetings, incentives, conferences, and exhibitions.
Absolutely right.
Now, have you, as a strategic move, chosen to ignore the business traveler?
I don't think it's been a strategic move to necessarily ignore the business traveler, but I think really what we've done with Atlantis is focus where we're going to get our biggest returns. And Atlantis as a leisure destination, we've really positioned the resort in this market very successfully. For groups and incentives and conferences coming to the resort, this has been a big surprise for us in terms of the number of very high-end groups that have come out of the Indian market, corporate groups that have come and stayed with us and had events in Atlantis. Our next focus is for the weddings market. Mm-hmm. And this is absolutely a market that we feel has got a lot of potential. We've not necessarily chased this market as yet, but this is now absolutely
going
on our
to be
radar.
the next big thing.
This is our next big thing, absolutely.
Let's focus a little bit on you, Brett, the person, and what you find as the most exciting hotels in the world apart from your own.
Well, when I travel on business, and I travel a lot, this flown sector to bring me to India now is my 27th flown sector with Emirates this year. So I'm traveling a lot, so I get to experience a lot of different hotels. One of the standouts is the Roccoforte group of hotels.
Right.
And I've stayed, and I've had the pleasure to stay in their hotels in Frankfurt, in Rome, and also in Moscow. And I find with the Forte hotels, in a sense, they capture a little bit of what One and Only does. They get that real sense of place. So they're typically in heritage buildings, in downtown locations, and I think they're able to capture the authenticity of those buildings and mix it up a little bit with the contemporary art and delivering an exquisite service.
I totally agree with you. I think it's one of the finest hotel groups in the world.
Yes.
And even their London property, the Brown, for example,
Yes.
is an absolutely intimate and beautiful one located right in the heart of Piccadilly.
Absolutely.
It's a great hotel chain. That's true.
Yeah, I think they've got it absolutely right. Now, when I'm traveling for leisure,
Right.
that's a whole different story.
Okay.
I mean, I spend my life in a busy 1,500 room resort hotel.
Right.
I don't need to go on a busman's holiday.
Correct.
So what I normally do when I'm traveling personally is I find out-of-the-way little places. And my wife is the greatest travel researcher that I know.
There you go.
And she comes up with these amazing out-of-the-way little places, which are usually 12 or 14 bedrooms.
Wow.
Last summer we were in Italy, we were on the Amalfi Coast in Positano, and she found the most exquisite, not even boutique hotel, you can't even call it a boutique hotel, little B&B really, nestled on the cliff overlooking the beautiful cove.
Fantastic.
That is Positano.
It's one of the most beautiful coasts in the world anyway.
Divine.
Yeah, and the food is to die for.
Yeah, you've just taken me right back there. I could eat some pasta right now.
Yeah, and so your wife plans a lot of these holidays. That's very interesting. And does she plan it on the web, or does she use a travel agency, or how does she kind of work out this whole thing?
She is a great online traveler.
Okay.
And she is, in fact, our last few holidays have been booked entirely through the web and booked directly.
Right.
She does a lot of research and finds these unique, out-of-the-way places.
And you obviously must find, kid-friendly places which are good for your
Absolutely.
children.
Yeah.
You can kind of relax in those places.
Absolutely that. And normally we like a little bit of adventure mixed into our holidays as well. We aren't the sort of family that goes and crashes on the beach.
Fantastic. Much sought-after queries are put to rest in Aapka Sawal.
Hi, I'm Sujata. I live in Mumbai and work as a radio jockey. I have been to your property in Dubai and had a rollicking time with my family. Do you think India is ready for a uber luxury project like Atlantis? Does Atlantis consider India a prospective market?
That's a great question. And I'm asked this question a lot. And it's great to see there's such a demand and such an interest that we would love to have an Atlantis here in India. We are looking at
Really?
new sites for Atlantis. I think there will be one in Asia,
Right.
whether it's in India or another country within Asia, but we will definitely look at an Atlantis project in Asia.
Well, one of the things that Indians face a lot across the whole world is this need for a visa. So if there were an Atlantis in India, that would obviously get a lot of traffic because there are no visa requirements.
Absolutely.
And that's part of the reason why a lot of our viewers have great interest in finding out whether some of the big hotel companies in the world are going to invest in this market or not.
Well, the Indian market right now is a very interesting market for a lot of hotels. And I know there's a huge number of hotel developments across the country.
Yeah, it's certainly hot.
It is.
It's rumored that over the next decade, India, China, Indonesia, and the rest of Asia are probably going to be the crucible of tourism development for the whole world.
You're absolutely right. And this is why we keep our consistent focus on the Indian market. We're looking at developing other Asian markets as well for exactly that reason, Ash. And I think for any hotel group, we've got to have an Asian presence.
Brett, one of the questions we wanted to ask you was, what is Atlantis's best kept secret?
I think our best kept secret is our beautiful family of dolphins. Now, since the beginning, we opened the resort with the dolphins. We offered an interaction with the dolphins we call this shallow water interaction, whereby our guests could experience dolphins up close and personal. But now, what we can offer are 2 adventures with the dolphins.
Really?
So our guests can go deep into the water and actually swim with the dolphins.
Oh my God.
And with the royal adventure, that you're in the water with 2 dolphins who push your feet from behind and You shoot through the water.
Really?
It's really a unique experience.
Oh my God, that would be mind-boggling.
So that's my secret tip for Atlantis. If you're coming to Atlantis, you must experience the dolphins.
Fantastic. Yeah. One of the other things that our viewers would like to know, Brett,
yes,
is what are your personal travel habits or personal travel quirks which are different from what other people normally do?
Okay. One of my travel musts are my noise reduction headphones and my iPad.
Okay.
I do not leave home without either of these two items. Fantastic. And these are the two things which I must travel with. They're my travel musts, yes.
Time now for another short break, but do come back to discover another new destination, Dubai.
अटलांटिस में अपने सफर की शुरुआत कीजिए लीप ऑफ फेथ नामक अनोखे वाटर एडवेंचर से। अटलांटिस के लॉस्ट चेंबर्स स्वीट्स में अंडर वाटर बेडरूम्स हैं जिनके झरोखे से जल जीवन के फर्श से छत तक के नजारे मिलते हैं। अटलांटिस का बेस्ट केप्ट सीक्रेट ये है कि आप डॉल्फिन्स के साथ तैर सकते हैं और मजेदार बेली राइड भी एंजॉय कर सकते हैं।
Welcome back to Livewire with Ash. We are living it up and indulging in travel talk with Senior Vice President Atlantis, the Palm Dubai, Mr. Brett Armitage. Now, one of the things that we've been kind of thinking is that, this hotel has so many diverse kinds of rooms and categories and so on and so forth. The highest one being maybe at $35,000 is what the website says.
That's right.
Now, can you tell us some of the kinds of people who stay in this $35,000 a night suite?
Well, would you believe that one of our regular guests is an Indian industrialist who stays there quite regularly?
Oh my God.
Really? So we see, and this suite we don't discount. Unashamedly, it's $35,000. You either pay it and enjoy it, or you don't. You dream about it. What we call them our Super 7. We have 7 extraordinary suites. As you mentioned, the bridge. We have 2 royal suites, 2 presidential, and then the underwater Lost Chamber suites. And the window of these suites, of the bedroom, is underneath the aquarium. So from the bedroom, you're looking directly into the fish tank. So you're literally sleeping with the fishes.
I see. How interesting. Would you have any tips for Indian travelers who want to come to Dubai or who want to come to Atlantis?
My advice is look beyond the obvious.
Okay.
Look beyond the normal. We know about travel and we know about shopping in Dubai. Just scratch the surface a little bit. Challenge yourself. I was a very, very conservative traveler. Really a very conservative traveler in my early youth. My wife is the adventurous part of our relationship, and she goes out and she finds these extraordinary things for us to do wherever we travel. And she's always pushing me to try something new and experience something different. My advice, look a bit deeper. See what you can find out. See what unique little restaurant experiences there are. See what experiences there are in the desert beyond the usual desert safari. Right. Find out what you can, what matches with your expectations. Just look a bit deeper.
Fantastic. And when you came in from Dubai yesterday, Brett,
yes,
we believe you brought in a piece of Dubai.
You did.
Do you want to share that piece of Dubai with us?
I did. Your customs people weren't too thrilled with my piece of Dubai.
Oh my God.
Here is my piece of Dubai.
So what is this, Brett?
This is my wakeboard. And why I thought I'd bring this with me to India was to let our viewers know that there is really a world of things you can do in Dubai outside of the obvious. And I'm a passionate wakeboarder. In fact, we go on a Friday, my whole family, my son wakeboards, my wife water skis, my daughter water skis. And this was an event that we held at Atlantis, which was the World Wakeboard Championships last November. It's branded, as you can see, with Atlantis. This is my pride and joy. It hangs on my office wall. And this was my little piece of Dubai that I wanted to bring with me to India this time.
Fantastic. This is really exciting. And it obviously indicates to our viewers that wakeboarding is a sport that is now readily available in Dubai, and they can go there and experience wakeboarding for themselves.
Absolutely, Ash. And this is what I was saying earlier, that when you're traveling to Dubai, think beyond the norm. Think beyond the obvious. The parasailing, the skydiving, the water sports, and there's a whole plethora of other activities which are available in Dubai beyond the shopping malls. Fantastic. And I think that's my advice to our Indian viewers in terms of what they need to think about when they're coming to Dubai. Think beyond the obvious and discover something new. Discover wakeboarding.
Fantastic.
Well, I'm really honored to have been invited on this show, Ash, and I really wanted to give your viewers something very, very special. So what we're going to offer is a 3-night stay at Atlantis for 2 people in one of our Atlantis rooms overlooking the Palm Jumeirah.
Wow.
It's really a wonderful prize, and good luck to your viewers, and I hope they enjoy, the lucky winner will enjoy their stay at Atlantis.
The viewer question for the day is:
name 3 Bollywood superstars who have stayed at Atlantis, the Palm in Dubai. To answer, log on to our website www.exploretelevision.com or email lwacontest@exploretelevision.com with your answer, name, address and contact number.
With this, we come to the end of this particular show, and we'd like to thank Brett Armitage for being with us today. Brett, you've been absolutely spectacular on today's show, and we really hope that your Atlantis property does well with our Indian viewers as they've seen it today and as they try and book their holidays into Dubai over the next few months.
Ash, thank you. It's been really my pleasure. I've really enjoyed my time with you today. Thank you.
Thank you.
अटलांटिस में वेकबोर्डिंग और वाटर स्कीइंग जैसे वाटर स्पोर्ट्स बड़े रोचक हैं और ये हर उम्र के पर्यटक को लुभाते हैं।
Have you heard this travel quote? A good traveler has no fixed plans and is not intent on arriving. So be wild, be free, be spontaneous, and embrace the best of this world. Until next time, this is me, Ashwini Kakkar, signing off on Livewire with Ash. Travel safe and keep exploring.